Good morning and welcome to Cindy's Kitchen. So glad that you're here today. If you're watching the replay, don't forget #replay. And if you're brand new, we really want to give a big warm welcome to you because we're a cooking community. We sit and talk and chitty chat and share ideas and recipes. We're on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. And then we repost to our YouTube channel, also called Cindy's Kitchen. So you can watch the replay here or you can go over to YouTube and watch it there. But make sure you say hello and tell us where you're from. Good morning, Cindy and Lydia. Hey, Alice. Good morning, Janet. Lydia, my weekend, how was my weekend? It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Went to, spent the day with my youngest daughter and then went to church on Sunday. So all in all, really great. Nina, good morning. Oh, Jean's here. Aloha from Jean in Hawaii. Good to see you. Mom's watching and I have a surprise. Tommy from Beaumont. Hello. He called me little girl. Esther. Yes, you're going to get to see Charlene this morning. Hi, Julie. Sue, good morning. Sue. Hi, Kathleen. Kathleen, I tell you, if Kathleen had started a cooking channel, she would have surpassed me ages ago. She is such a great cook. Margaret, good to see you. Julie from Northwest Houston. Julie's had some great pictures to share. Her husband just did the swim for cancer and swam in San Francisco, wasn't it? I think, Julie. And wow, swimming with the sharks. Alice, good to see you. Anne is here, good to see you. I'm gonna raise our cups and we'll do our coffee clink so we can get started. So, hot Chicagoland. Gail, it is hot in Houston too. It really is. Woo, hot. I know. Okay, so my coffee mug is one of my favorite new patterns. Rebecca at More Polish Pottery calls it Monet. And it just is lovely, really. Isn't that gorgeous, all those colors? I do. Oh, he was in Nantucket. Okay. Good morning, Anne. Kathleen, I know, but a lot of people, I think, are afraid to throw things together, which is why I really try to give ideas. Because some people don't have that, what the hey, let's just throw it all in there. So, Linda Sue, you got some halloumi. Oh, I hope you love it. And when you taste the halloumi, you'll hear the squeak when you chew. I think it's really cool. Yeah, I really liked the halloumi. It was good, good, good. All right, so raise your cups. Cheers. Hey, Betty, good morning. Coffee clinks to you all. Phyllis, good morning. Okay, I took you out of the doohickey. We're going to walk before we start. Today, we have a special guest. Now, you guys know that my mother was, oh, there's my tree. Did you, here, I'll flip you. There's my tree in the den. We decorated it for 4th of July, but we're leaving it up for like Labor Day. So there you go. But you guys knew that my mom, there lots of books there. My mom had been in the hospital, and Wisconsin cheese curd squeak too. I like the squeak. Anyway, and so you guys were so kind to ask about her and pray for her. And she's got a doctor's appointment today, and my sister had to go to work. So she's over here with us. Ready to say hello, Mom? Hi. There's Mom. Everybody say hello, Charlene. So this is Charlene. She's here in the recliner. We got her all safe and sound. So there you go. Mom Esther's here, and several people who have asked about you. So give us a big smile. Okay, there you go. Mary Beth says hi. Oops, let me flip it. Betty says hello, Mom. See, so everybody, Lydia, everybody's telling you hello. Do you have your phone?
Yeah, it's in my phone.
Okay, well, you can watch.
Yeah, but your voice is behind.
Oh, you got to turn the volume off.
Yeah.
Jessica will help you. Okay, I have her smile. Well, I'm going to tell you, Gail, thank you. Hi, Mom Charlene. Sue says hi. Sue Armstrong. Kathleen says, looking good, feel better. All right. Would you help her turn her volume off so she can watch in there? Thanks, Janet. Uh-oh. Oh. Hush. Everybody hush. There's no one here. Maybe. Too many dogs, right? Shush. I bet Food Network doesn't have this issue. Don't you think? Do you think Food Network has this issue? Okay. Oh, we do have the same dimples. Yeah. If you would have seen... No, nobody's here. The dog saw something outside. Oh, somebody is here. Jessica? Somebody's here. I don't know who's here. Oh, get back. Oh, my neighbor. We're going to have to sit here and drink coffee until the barking ends. I know that normally I fix things that... Oh, stop. Gee, it sounds like your house. I know. Hush. I think my sister says, the louder you yell at the dogs, the more they bark. Do you think that's true? The louder that you bark or that you yell, it is an early warning system. Nobody could ever break in this house, right? I am totally safe. Philip works nights a lot. Thank you, Betty. Yes, it's pretty. More Polish pottery. It's called the Monet pattern. Diane, hello from West Michigan. Food Network is probably not as much fun, right? Oh, Tommy, thank you. Hey, Mom, Tommy's from Beaumont, and he says, good morning to my favorite little girl's mom. He calls me little girl, which I really like. Lori, good morning, and thanks so much for that recipe. I wish I could have done it today, but I just didn't have all the ingredients. All right, let's get started. Now, we've made on the show a version of this, but it's one of my favorite childhood desserts. And my mom used to always make it, so I thought that would be, and the reason we're doing this today is because last night on More Polish Potteries, she had a live sales show, and I think she's got one tonight as well. Anyway, I watch them all the time, obviously, because how much Polish pottery do I own? And she showed these little bakers, right? These are regular size, like you would bake a loaf of bread in. These aren't the minis. This is like a regular size. And so somebody said, Cindy needs to make a frozen dessert in this. And so I was like, okay. So that's how we got on the dessert kick for today. So the dessert, when I was growing up, is called Chocolate Delight. I do make it a little different from my mother because my mother always put nuts in it. I don't, because we don't like nuts. So if you want to add nuts to this, go nuts. Go nuts. All right, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is make the graham cracker bottom, okay? So I had to divide, because let me stick this in the microwave and I'll tell you my tale of woe. Into the microwave it goes. One of the reasons I couldn't make the fantastic recipe that Lori sent me, although we will, is that I didn't have the ingredients on hand. And it required that you put it in the freezer overnight. Well, obviously I would have had to have made one last night to be able to taste it on the show. And I just didn't have the ingredients. So that's why we're doing this one. Okay. Now, to make this work, so that I could show you a finished product, what I've done is I've taken this recipe and I've divided it into thirds. And I did that because I usually make this in a 9x13, okay? So this is usually a big family dessert. Like if we're having a Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, one of those things. But because I think it was Lisa said, let's make something in these, I thought, well, that would be fun. And so I've divided it into thirds. I've already done a third, and it's in the freezer right now. Greetings from the New Jersey Shore. Hello, Joan. I love your last name. I like Margaret's too. Hardikoff, Gervatowski. Wait, is it Gervatowski? Gervatowski. Just fun names, right? I know, right? All right, so if you were making this in a 9x13, you would have melted a stick of butter, but I melted 2/3 of a stick of butter because I already took a third away. All right, and then to this, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of sugar. If this is too much sugar for you, You can put 1 tablespoon or you can put 2 tablespoons. I'm all about the, ooh, let's make it. If you're gonna eat dessert, let's do dessert, right? And then you're gonna need some graham cracker crumbs. Now this is just a generic thing, but it's just the graham cracker crumbs. The first time I bought these, I really thought, well, that's how you make a graham cracker crust, this and butter. And I tasted it, and it was so awful. What I didn't realize, because you always buy those pre-made crusts, and I always have, I didn't realize that the sugar wasn't in here. So then, there you go. Now, on the first one, when I divided it into thirds, I used 8 tablespoons. So this, I'm gonna need 16. Pashmina, hello, good to see you. It is in the baking aisle. The graham cracker crumbs is in the baking aisle near those pre-made graham cracker crusts. Thank you, Joan. So, in case you didn't know, 16 tablespoons equals 1 cup. Who knew? And you would think, oh, Cindy, you're so smart to know that. I had to Google it. Ha! I did, because I was like, okay, I used 8, and I really was kind of eyeballing. So then I was like, okay, what's 16? Okay, so there, I'm going to push you back just a bit and tilt you down so you can see. I am using this mixing bowl that, what is it called? I don't know what it's called. A batter bowl. This is called a batter bowl because it has a pour spout. But it's just about the right size of a bowl. Pista Kheer is a Pakistani dessert. Yes, Pashmina, we bought it at the Middle Eastern grocery store on our field trip, and we're gonna make it today. It is a rice and pistachio pudding, but I'm using a box. So I don't know if that counts as cooking. Does using a box make it so? Anyway, so now we're just gonna mix up. And the nice thing, and you don't need a mixer, this will come together fairly easily because the butter, of course, is soaking in to the sugar and the graham cracker crumbs. Oh, so good. And it's gonna be a little bit of a wet, right? Because it's almost gonna look moldable. Look at that. Not moldy, but moldable. There you go. All right. I'm not spraying because this is either a refrigerator or freezer, and this is totally up to you. Again, if you were making the full one, it'd go in a 9x13. I'm dividing it into 3. Where did I put my ruler? Oh, there it is. Okay, now, when you have these, do you measure the top or do you measure the bottom? Because they do this. If I measure the top, we'll just measure the top. How about that? It is 8 by almost 5, almost 8 by 5. So, and I figure 3 of these equals a 9x13. So there you go. All right, so I'm gonna divide this into half. It won't be exact because, I'm gonna eyeball it. There you go, I'm eyeballing. And so I'm gonna put half in one. La, la, la. You knew it was coming, right? La, la, la. And half in the other. Hopefully that's half, right? All right. And then you're gonna ask, are you giving one away or are you eating both? I haven't decided, all 3, I haven't decided. This dessert does not last long in my house. Everybody loves it. Even those people who are wouldn't normally eat chocolate. Philip doesn't eat a lot of chocolate, but he loves this dessert. So everybody does. All right, so I'm gonna take my spatula, and I've got the plastic spatula, and I'm just gonna push down. I'm not gonna come up the sides. I'm just gonna go straight down, okay? So can you see? I'm just pushing it down so that it becomes a solid yumminess. Okay, so see? All pretty down in the bottom, and now I'll do this one. How's everybody doing today? Anybody doing anything exciting? Are you doing stuff exciting? I have finished on the Polish pottery. We're doing a book club, and isn't that funny? Polish pottery and a book club, but it's called Radium Girls. If you've never watched the movie or read the book, so we are all reading the book, and the reason when you're like, well, what's the connection from radium girls to Polish pottery? And I think the answer is probably twofold. One, Marie Curie and her husband were the ones that discovered radium, and she's from Poland. So there you go. Oh my gosh, Nina, the wedding planning, goodness. Oh, Esther's doing clothes and dishes. Yeah, not very exciting, I know. Anyhow, so there's that. But it also happened in Ottawa, Illinois. That's one of the places that it occurred. And that's very close to more Polish pottery. I think it's about 30 minutes away. Joan, we're not replaying yet. We're still live. Hey, Brett, good morning. Hope Stillwater is treating you right. Manual labor. All right, I have all this pushed down. I know that sometimes some people bake this. I'm not going to. And part of the reason is this is going in the refrigerator or the freezer, and I think the butter sets up just fine in either one of those. But if you wanted to bake it so that it's a more solid, I just had a Polish dish this weekend. Oh, which one? Was it pierogies or cabbage balls or something? Yeah, I knew that you had finished the book. I just finished the book. And, okay, so I got this. Now I got to start mixing the other thing. I'm going to put this aside. The recipe calls, you watered some of your new echinacea cone flower plants. Oh yeah, it's hot, I know. The regular recipe, if you were doing this in a 9x13, calls for a package of instant pudding. Can you use sugar-free? Of course you can. You can use whatever you want to. And quite frankly, if you want to change this up and you say, well, I don't have chocolate pudding in my cabinet, use vanilla, use pistachio, use whatever kind of pudding you want, cookies and cream. It's all up to you. Alice, you finished the book also. Cleaning, resting up after 2 weeks of big trips. Oh, yes, and moving to Kenny. Right. Yes. Julie's been busy. Her son moved to, I think my daughter kept your son up. She had some trauma going on, and she called your son, and they talked for hours. So, luckily, he hadn't started work yet. Absolutely nothing. Finished up a week of babysitting your son's 3 cats. Wow. Anyway, so the original recipe called for 1 package, and this is 1.4 ounces, of chocolate pudding. I, of course, already did a third, so I divided 1.4 by 3 and took some out. All right, so now I'm going to put this in. The original recipe also calls for 1.5 cups of milk. And so I've already used a 1/2 cup in the 1 package egg noodles cooked, 2 cans of sauerkraut, mushrooms, sauteed butter, salt, and pepper. Well, that sounds good. Is there a name for that? Does that dish have a name, or did you just make it up? Are we saying it's Polish because of the mushrooms and the kraut? Although that is very traditional. All right, so 1 cup of milk. In we go. I'm going to go ahead and give this just a little whisk with my hand mixer. Now, those of you who are new, it's called something about false pierogi. Ah, gotcha. Those of you that are new may say, oh my gosh, that's really an expensive bowl she's using, and it's Polish pottery. I can't believe she's got her hand mixer in there. And the answer is, I'm using the same bowl that I used for the crust because it's okay. And the answer is, you can always, these things are almost indestructible. I mean, you can't drop them on the ground or anything. But, you know, for years, this stuff has gone in the oven, in the dishwasher, in the microwave, in the freezer, in the refrigerator, clanked into the sink, you know, so it's all good and well. Now to this, again, the original recipe calls for, okay, good, thanks. I love sauerkraut too, yum. My favorite though is Bavarian sauerkraut because it has the caraway seeds in it. There is something about caraway seeds that just makes me happy. I love caraway seeds. Anyway, so it called for 8 ounces of cream cheese softened. I took out a third, okay? So now I'm gonna stick this. I didn't want to splash, so let's do that. I will kind of break it up. It is very crucial when you're making this to have softened cream cheese. Because, you know, if you just have that hard, right out of the refrigerator cream cheese, you're going to have lumps. And I may still have some, but I've had it out for a while. Caraway seeds and cottage cheese? I've never done that. And the bakers clean up easily. Yes, Catherine, yeah. So one of the great things about these is I've made all kinds of dishes. Curries that have that orangish yellow that could stain spaghetti sauce, you know, anything with a red tomato sauce, salsa, and left it in for days, right? Never stains. Never stains. Okay. So we got the cream cheese in there. Can you see? All right, so now we're gonna add, normally I would tell you to add half, if you're doing a 9x13, half of a container of Cool Whip. Again, I've already taken some out. There we go. I've already taken some out, so we'll eyeball it, spitball it. Woo, there we go. I probably could have used a bigger bowl, but I think this is fine. So again, if you have Polish pottery, well, the good stuff, you know that there's a difference. But if you have good Polish pottery, don't worry about your hand mixer in it. Or any kind of metal. It'll be fine. I always let it come out a little bit, and then sometimes if you're not paying attention, it sprays the whole kitchen with chocolate. That would be bad, wouldn't it? Spraying the entire kitchen with chocolate? That's kind of like every time I make red sauce or marinara, whatever you want to call it, and it starts to bubble, it poop, and then it's on the wall and the backsplash and everywhere. Does that happen to you guys too when you're making a red sauce or a marinara and it starts to bubble up? Do you ever get the poop? And it's not like it's over boiling. It's got these little poop, 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 right? And when it does, it like, shoo, spaghetti sauce everywhere. It is the fun of cooking, that and tasting. I don't know that I love cooking so much as I love the tasting. I don't know. All right, so now we have our 2 containers back. Janet, it does you too. There you go. Again, if you were just making a big bowl, there you go. Now, I interrupt this cooking to say, the way my mother made this, and the way most people would make this, is that they would mix cream cheese and some Cool Whip, maybe a little powdered sugar, and they would mix that together and pour that, layer that as a layer. I'm funny. Well, funny in the head, maybe. Anyway, so if you did it the way my mom always did it, and the way I think a lot of people do, you would have your graham cracker, sugar, butter layer. Then you would have cream cheese and Cool Whip and a little sugar or powdered sugar, and that would be a layer, right? And then the next layer would be the chocolate pudding with milk. And once that was thick, that would be the 3rd layer. And then the final layer is that you would put the remaining Cool Whip as a topping on here, and you stick it all in the refrigerator or the freezer or whatever. I'm not doing that because you know how lazy I am, right? Lazy girl. And I want to give you permission to be lazy as well. If you were doing this in a dish that you could see and you wanted to have everybody see your straight lines from your layers, that would be a different thing. But quite frankly, who cares? Just eat. It's eat. And so I'm putting it all together. All right. So again, kind of eyeballing it. We're just going to put half in each one. Hey, Tommy, how's the weather in Beaumont? I guess it's not much different than the weather in Houston. But you are a little further east from us. So I never know if you're more hot or less hot or the same, right? I almost moved to Beaumont once. I almost did. I had an interview with a law firm in Beaumont. And so I almost did that. Okay, look at this yumminess. Oh my, hold on. Okay. Hey, Charlene, good to see you. All right, so you see this? Now, if you have a knife, you could certainly do it that way. What I do is take my spatula and kind of I spread and do an up and down motion, okay? And what that tends for me is so that I don't pull up the bottom, right? And so this helps me get it all spread out. And then you can go back and do a little spreading. So, if you want to make pretty or even. I guess pretty is not so important at this point, whereas even is. Because you want everybody to get an equal taste of all the goodness. Okay. Oops, I made a mess. Hold on. Let me do this. And I'll spread that out. And then I'll work on the other one. La la. Okay. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. All right, somebody's going to get on to me because I licked my finger, but So I have to say, why is the crust not pre-baked? Because I was lazy, Lydia, and that's what I said. You certainly could, and I think a lot of people do, bake that crust. And you could put it in the oven and bake it for, let's see. Like maybe 10 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, 350, so that it's a solid, the butter cooks, it gets a little brown, all that is good. The reason I'm not doing it is because, quite frankly, we always eat this in a bowl. Really. I mean, it's not a plate dessert. For us, it's a bowl dessert because we don't even cut it. We get a spoon and just scoop it out. So I'm okay that it's a little crumbly on the bottom if that's not the way you were raised, because I think a lot of times, well, almost always, the way that our belief about what is right or what is wrong in everything, right? Our cooking, our taste buds. It's my kitchen. There you go. I'm gonna use a different finger to do this. How about that? Our politics, the way we raise our kids. I think everything that we do is influenced on how we were raised. Now, we may not do it exactly as our parents did it, but it does have an effect. Good morning, Edna. Good to see you. Okay, so here we go. Again, I combined it all in one layer, and now the last layer is the remaining half of a tub. If I was doing a 9x13, this is the remaining 2/3 of what is left, and that's gonna go on top. All right, and this is, for me, one of the harder things because your cream cheese chocolate mixture is not necessarily, I probably didn't do a good job of equally divvying, is not set up. And so you have the opportunity to have it not so pretty on the top. All right, so see how I did that? And then you can just spread, okay? If you take your spoon, look how I'm doing, and go back and forth. You don't have to press hard, just lightly on the top. And then, let me turning. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna come down here, and then I'm gonna do that again. See how I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth? And that way, I'm not pulling up the bottom layer of pudding, and so the top can be a little pretty. All right? So there's that one. Let me do the other one. See how I dolloped it? I just dolloped right there. All it takes is to move to a different state to realize how cultures do. Yes, Jean, I imagine that the state of Washington, going from Washington to Hawaii, was a huge, huge culture difference, right? And so, people who live in another part of the world look at some of the things we cook and probably say, oh, that just is awful. And we might do the same thing, right? Because we're just not raised with it. And a lot of times that's why on our field trips, I like to talk about different foods. I think that we have a lot more in common with other cultures than you think. And it's like I've always said, almost every culture has a dumpling. There is a war that obviously goes on between Cool Whip and real whipping cream people. I know, it's a big war, right? There you go. It's a big war. And it's fine. There's even a commercial, I think, about would you like oil or whipped cream? And quite frankly, I'm an oil person. I'm a big tub of whipped topping kind of girl. Now, here you go. These are ready to either put in the refrigerator or put them in the freezer. Either one is fine. Hold on one second. Let me zip over here. I'll be back. I'm coming. All right. If you want, you could sprinkle some chocolate shavings over here. I mean, if you want to get fancy here, shave some chocolate over that. You could grate some chocolate over it. I have some cookies and cream sprinkles, and so I'm gonna do just on one of these. I'm just gonna do a layer, just a sprinkle of the cookies. Although, when I put it all out like this, you know what it looks like? It looks like everything but the bagel. Cool Whip is best for long-lasting desserts. Whipping cream is better to serve immediately. Yes, so like on the holidays, when my mom does the pecan pie or, stuff like that, the pumpkin pie, she will make homemade whipped cream and bring that. And it's very good. I just like Cool Whip. Okay, there we go. So I did a little sprinkle. And so, ta and da. What do you think about that? What do you think about them apples? Hearts, thumbs up, love. So we have one with no sprinkles, nothing on it, and then one with sprinkles. And so, again, I already have one in the freezer. That gave me 3 desserts. If you wanted to, you had the disposable aluminum pans. You could do that, divide it into thirds. You'd have 1 for yourself and 2 to give away. I really have a tendency to give Polish pottery away. Like a lot of times I'll make a dish and then give it to somebody and then say, and the dish is yours to keep. Which is great, and I don't mind, and I've given away a ton of mugs because of that too. But I will say, at one point, I owned 3 of the 9x13, actually they're 10x14, I think. Polish pottery, like lasagna bakers, those big ones. I had 3 of them. And I gave them all away. At this point, I own none. So there you go. Victoria, good to see you. Yes, it does look yummy. All right, and so if somebody wanted, I'm not giving away either of these. These are like, I love these patterns, right? There's the little town, and then this is I don't know what, the swirlies, the blue, and it's almost a purple swirly, which is really odd in Polish pottery to find, purples. So I really like that. All right, so I'm gonna put these in the refrigerator. Again, you can do it refrigerator or freezer. The first one I put in the freezer. Okay, in the fridge we go. La, ta, and da. Yeah, I like the blue circles. I think it was one of those that Rebecca got and as a test to see if people would like it, and I snatched it up just like that. All right, we're done. We've made a big, huge mess. Now we're gonna start on our Pista Kheer. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not certain. When we went on our field trip to the Middle Eastern grocery store, one of the things I purchased was this. It's a box mix, so, I know you might be going, she's cooking out of a box? I'm certain I could have Googled a recipe for Pista Kheer, but I was curious. I want to see how it's supposed to taste first, and then I can go make it homemade. Anyway, what this translates to is a rice and pistachio pudding. So how many people like rice pudding? Or say yes or no if you like or not. All right, the cool thing about this mix is that all we use is milk and this. The other thing is it says 1 liter of milk. I flunked the whole metric system. I was in that generation where they tried to switch everybody to the metric system, but then it didn't go over well, so then they switched it back. And so I'm in that weird group that I don't. Yes. Ah, pistachio too. We were almost out of milk, so here we go. Look, I had this much left, but we have a whole new gallon. Don't like the texture of pudding. Ah, a lot of people don't. Oh, did they have it on the flip side, measuring in cups? No. Did it? No, it does not tell you. No English. I mean, the transfer. I had to Google. And 2 liters is, what did I say it was? 4 cups. Yes, 2 liters is 4 cups. All right, so we need 4 cups of milk. Look at that. See, good thing we got extra milk because that one, she be empty. You have one of these too, Victoria? The same mix? That's weird. Ugh. All right, so this is my hands are bothering me so badly, but the good thing is I have my infusion tomorrow, so that's good. All right, 4 cups of milk. And, did I get it on me? I think I got it on me. And our mix. And I need one of these. You could use your Danish batter whisk. Should be on my cup. Oh! Liters. Well, that's metric. No? Milliliters and ounces is all that's on mine. So that's not a great one. It isn't on my cup. I'm sorry. Okay, so here's the little package. And so we're thinking about like a long grain rice or a short grain rice. This is like not. This is like this looks like sugar cubes is what it looks like. All in there. It looks like sugar cubes. And then you can see the pistachios in. Okay? All right, let's use the scissors. And here we go. How's everybody's garden doing? I have to tell you, I'm very disappointed. Jessica and I spent a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of sweat setting up and then we're gonna whisk it together and then put it on the stove. Setting up our garden. Okay, there's that on the stove top it goes. We spent like tons of, of everything. And our garden looks terrible. And I don't know, like we had probably 15, 20 tomato plants. They all look just terrible. We got a few tomatoes. We got a few strawberries. The peppers are fine. The banana peppers and the jalapeno peppers are fine. The fairy tale eggplant started out really great and did these beautiful ones, but now it's making kind of like a yellow instead of a purple, which is weird. The cilantro is not doing well. The basil is okay. The parsley isn't doing great. Love lemons, grapefruits, and oranges, and 1 pineapple. Too much rain. Good for your green peppers, but tomatoes are slow and green. I don't know if it's because we got so much water, the deluge, and then it's like too hot. Because, even if you water at night, it doesn't matter. Your garden's burning up with the heat. I know, Alice, us too. So, that's just awful. Okay, so let's read the instruction. Drowned out. Yeah. Or it drowned out and now it's heated up. This says to boil the milk. Boil the milk on a medium flame. I have it on high. I'll go turn it down in a second. Slowly, I didn't do this either. Really, read the instructions before you start. Slowly add 1 packet of National Pista Kheer mix. Cook on a medium flame with continuous stirring, I'm over here, not over there, for 15 or 20 minutes or till it becomes thick. Then it says to pour it in a bowl, and it says to serve cold. So we probably won't be tasting it cold because, hello, I should have made this first, shouldn't I? Okay, where's the doodah? All right, so this is gonna start to thicken up. It's gonna take us about 15 minutes. All right. So now we have to figure out what to do for 15 minutes, right? So let's go visit Mom, shall we? Then I have to come in here. Where's Jess? Can you stir? Okay, let's go in here and talk to Mom, shall we? See if she's still here. Okay, Mom's in here. We're switching. Look, Mom's watching me on the phone in the other room. How funny is that? We make something similar to rice pudding with coconut milk, condensed milk. It's called sweetened rice. Oh, yum, Lydia. Send me that recipe. That sounds awesome. Hey, so Mom, tell me how you make your chocolate delight.
First, I take a cup of flour, a half a cup of chopped fine pecans, and a stick of butter. And I mix it all up, and I bake it in the oven for about 10 or 15 minutes, just light brown. And then I let it cool completely. I mix up 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1 cup of Cool Whip, and 8 ounces of cream cheese. And work it till it's soft. Then put that on the cool crust. Then I take 2 small packages of chocolate pudding, 1 small package of vanilla pudding, and 3 1/2 cups of milk. And mix it all up. And then I put that on top, and then I put all the rest of the Cool Whip on top of that.
There you go.
Shaved chocolate or pecans, whatever your family likes.
There you go. And so there you get, see, Mom's a great cook. Yeah, Mom's not feeling well, and she has a doctor's appointment today. So she's here. We're going to have to take her and my sister had to work today. She's been staying with my sister. She is very anxious to get home, aren't you, Mom?
Yeah, if I can just get where I can walk good and take care of myself.
There you go. All right. She does look comfy. I know. I love that chair. The chair she's sitting in, I really like that chair. Are you comfy?
Yes, it's very comfortable.
All right. All right. So there you go. You got my mom's recipe for chocolate delight, which is really different from mine. And it tastes great. I'm just lazy. And so when you're lazy, you don't do all that. Let's bake the crust. Let's separate all the layers. Hers is pretty and it tastes great. I think mine is just lovely and it'll be fine. So there you go. All right, let's look at our pudding. Remember, this has to go for 15 or 20 minutes. And so really we should, this way. We should stand over here and do one of these numbers. Can you please post the recipe? Sherry, I will. Hers, I don't have, but mine. The one for what we made, I will. Actually, I have the recipe that we used the last time we did this. And I'm going to put it on. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me flip this. Flip. So there you go. You could kind of screenshot that, but I'm going to post this. And this is how we made it when we put it in the 9x13. And so this is the one I'm probably going to post. So there you go. You know, when I finish with shows, I take a picture of the finished products and I usually do the post that says today's recipes. And and then underneath that post, underneath the live post, and underneath the post that says what our promo is, I paste the recipe. And then either later that afternoon or the next day or so, Jessica will post the video and the recipe on our YouTube channel. How many of you are on our YouTube channel? How many of you have subscribed to the YouTube channel? I am not, I don't get paid for anything. So if you guys are like, oh, it's monetized, I'm not monetized. I don't have that many followers, and it's not my dream to be a vlogger, right? A vlogger that makes their living doing that. So thank you, Gail. Victoria is. Okay, I'm going to switch this around and then do this. Yes, we have a YouTube channel also called Cindy's Kitchen. Ha, can you believe it? Can you believe it? Well, thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it. Really, you can go to Cindy's Kitchen Facebook page and go backwards and find, most of what we've done. You can also go to the YouTube page and look at stuff there. I really was trying to make it easier, and I was going to do something more with YouTube. Okay, this is between you and I, although it's going on YouTube, so there you go. I don't have a lot of people who watch the YouTube, which is fine. Again, I'm not making my living doing this, but you guys are. This is gonna sound bad. You guys are nicer. Like I watch a lot of YouTube vloggers. I love the travel vloggers. Those are my favorite because I miss traveling. And people put really not nice comments. And I've only had one or two with our Facebook group. I had the one person that got on to me for licking my finger, that it was wholly unhygienic. I know, but I wasn't really feeding anybody but my family, right? So there you go. And then I have had a couple of people say, you shouldn't say certain things. And, I do my very best. Thank you, Sherry. I do my very best to be polite and loving to everyone. I think I've cursed once on this show. And the reason I cursed, I think, is because I cut my finger. But I try not to curse. I try not to talk about controversial politics because, I try not to talk about controversial topics because we get enough of that all day long on social media and everything else. You know what? It's not that I only allow nice people in, because anybody can come in. Anybody can watch. It's not like it's a closed group where, you have to apply to get on. So anybody can watch and anybody can be part of our group. That doesn't bother me at all. I don't know. I think we get enough negativity in our lives. And so part of the reason that Cindy's Kitchen was started, obviously we were in the pandemic. My husband was living away from us. I really wanted to bring a little joy. And I do tend to be silly, goofy, right? And I wanted to make people laugh. I wanted to be silly. I wanted to make people laugh. But cooking was the one thing that I thought I could help, right? So I was trying to, in this thing, in the pandemic, or when you hurt, like if you have something that's wrong with you physically or mentally, and you hurt all the time, or you just don't feel well, I think it's so easy to fall into the depths of depression and sit right in your chair, your recliner, your bed, or whatever, and really just sink. And I was starting to feel that way when the pandemic shut everything down. And then my husband said, I have to move out because I don't want to infect you and the kids. And 86 days, no kiss from my husband for 86 days. And so I was really about to fall into the depths of depression, I think. I could have really easily. And being stuck, at home, not being able to see my husband, it was just not a great time. And so when I get that way, one of the things, I have to give credit to my mom, right? My mom always said to smile, if you share your smile with other people, because you never know what other people are going through. Oh, Jean, that's nice. I know most of you probably cook much better than I do, right? I bet you do. But mom always said, give somebody your smile, right? Because you can share your smile and it's free. And so, okay, this is about to boil over. Guess I better turn it down. So when I get that way, I'm like, what could I do so that I can stop having a pity party here and feeling sorry for myself, that maybe I could make somebody else happy, right? That's the way I really felt. What can I do to make other people happy? And this show, oops, we're almost running out of time. This show was really started, I really thought, for my church, because they're the most of my friends, is the people on my feed is the church folks. And this is not thickening up. It's been 15 minutes. Has it been 15 minutes? This is not thickening up. And I'm stirring constantly, so there you go. Pashmina, are you still on here? How long does this take to thicken up? Because really, come on. I want to taste it, but this is I make you happy. Aw. Anyway, so it's one of the reasons I crochet. I don't keep any of my crochet. Most of the times it's baby blankets, scarves, and hats. It all gets donated. So I don't sell anything. Everybody in my family has a blanket or a hat or a scarf, so they don't want any more of my crochet. And so I donate it all. So the baby blankets go to a thing called CareNet around here for single moms. I do lap blankets for the nursing homes, prayer shawls for people that are in the hospital, hats and scarves for the homeless, and the homeless vets, and then the homeless in general. I made little head, what do you call it? Ponytail holders. I crocheted really fun, bright colored ponytail holders. For Julie's husband, he always leads our Living Waters trips. I went to El Salvador with him. And so we usually take stuff for the kids. And so I made a bunch of those to give to the girls. Jean, thank you. Yes. And I wasn't trying to toot my own horn. Please don't think I am. You guys actually saved me. Like, I thought, okay, for me to stop feeling sorry for myself, I'm going to try to help other people. And what happened is, because I was trying to help other people, you guys are the ones that really saved me. Because I stopped being depressed, because I had something to do. I had something to look forward to. I had friends, even though I was alone, I wasn't alone. Do you get me? Does that make sense? I was alone, but I wasn't alone. And so, because you guys were here with me. So and I do the diamond dots. The diamond dots, I really need to get going on framing. It's just the frames are so expensive, but I ordered a case of frames. And so I've got to get to framing, because I do the diamond dots, and then I frame them or post them on Canvas, and we give those to Boys and Girls Country. Because those kids don't have any decorations for their rooms. They barely have clothes or, toys or anything. So I wanted just to make something that was special for them. Okay, this did not get thick. It's still kind of runny. But I think I'm gonna put you back up. Whoops. No. I think I'm gonna put you back up here. Ugh, whoops. All right, so there you are. We're gonna go ahead and taste a few things. All right. I need some bowls, so let me get some bowls. Hold on 1 second. I turned that off. We'll see what happens. All right, what kind of bowls should we get? Okay, I'm gonna get these two. Okay, I got the bowl that matches my coffee cup. Look at that. Ta and da, right? Except, did I tell you this story already? This is watch your Monet patterns, right? See, this is the Monet pattern, and you see up here under this is blue. And then under here, this design, these flowers are blue. I have an automatic stir. I thought that thing was not worth it. Look at this. This is the Monet pattern, but under here, this is green. You see how it's green? So I'm gonna put them so you can see together. One is blue and the other one is green. I had no idea there were two separate ones, but there you go. But the Monet pattern is basically the same, so there you go. Yes, we do all help each other. And I think that's the important thing. If you focus on other people and not on yourself and not do the, oh, woe is me, here I am feeling like dog poo-poo, I think it's harder and harder to help yourself, right? But if you say, you know what, I hurt like all get out, like my hands are really, my joints are hurting right now. And I know that tomorrow's infusion will help. But there you go. All right, let's get the one out of the freezer. All right, I made this one at 10 o'clock this morning. So we, our show starts at 11. But I wanted to have something done because we have to have something done to taste. All right. Let's see. I'm wondering, no. Okay. You could tell your mother Daddy said hi. Hey, Mom. Esther's dad says hi, Mr. Cronin. All right. Mr. Cronin, hello. I'm sorry we won't make your birthday party. We love you. Gosh, we've known you for a long, long, long time. Esther, too. Esther and Mom were like best buds, right? Just wish you, I know. Lori, I wish you did too. All right, so maybe if you left it in the freezer all day, the Cool Whip would harden up, but this was just been in there for like an hour. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm making a big old mess. All right. Oh, but the bottom, you guys worried about the bottom because I didn't bake it, but because I put it in the freezer, now I'm having a hard time getting it off of there. Okay, so it's not gonna be pretty in here, which doesn't bother me in the slightest. Okay, I've never put this in the freezer. You had your videos to look for. Oh, thank you, Alice. That's so kind of you. You guys are so nice. And like I said, that was one of the reasons I didn't really care if we got, a huge following on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube, because, I liked the people we had. Okay, so there we go. I had to kind of dig to get the crust off because I put it in the freezer and that butter hardened up fast. All right, so there we go. Not very pretty, right? It doesn't look pretty, but who cares about pretty? Hey, Mom, Esther says, we will miss you and love you all. Prayers for a speedy recovery. Okay, here we go. So you could mix it all together. Cindy's Perfect Bite would insist that you mix it all together so that you get Cool Whip and chocolate and you get the graham cracker crust. So here we go. Ready? Such awesome childhood memories. And if you're hot this summer, this is a great cool down because it's all in the refrigerator. And so it's, you got all those wonderful sweet flavors. So good. All right. So that's that one. Let's check on that rice pudding that never thickened up. It is still not thickened up. But I do wonder, Pashmina must not be on here. Looks, oh no. Oh no is delicious in, oh no. Oh, I like that. In Hawaiian, is that what you call it? Hawaiian? Is that a language, Hawaiian? I don't know. Okay, let's smell. Okay, it has I don't know, it's a different smell. It doesn't smell like anything I know. Okay, the longer I smell it, I kind of smell the rice. But it has smells that I'm not familiar with. Huh. Well, we're supposed to eat it cold, but I'm still gonna take a taste. Maybe if I put it in the refrigerator, it will harden up. Maybe that's the case, all right? All right, so basically I have rice pudding soup, but there we go. And you're supposed to eat it cold. The Hawaiian language has 13 letters. Oh, that's it? Definitely a language some words can contain 30 letters. Wow, that's like learning some of the Nordic languages. Some of the Nordic languages, the words are this long. I don't know how. That's so hard. Okay, here we go. I still don't know what the smell is. It's lovely. I kind of taste coconut. It is nowhere near, and obviously, across the globe, everybody's desserts are nowhere near as sweet as the United States. And so, obviously, after eating that one, this is like, is there sugar in here? But it is. It's a nice, light sweetness with the pistachio flavor. Almost tastes like there's cinnamon in there. But there's a flavor and a smell. I just don't know what it is. Let's look at the ingredients really quick. Sugar, rice, coconut, pistachio, cardamom, okay, screw pine essence. Has anybody ever heard of that? Screw, just like a screw. Screw pine essence. I don't know what that is. But since I have eaten sugar, rice, coconut, pistachio, cornstarch, and cardamom, and that's what I taste is the cardamom, it's not cinnamon. It's got to be the screw pine essence. And I have no idea what that is, but that's the flavor that I can't identify. There you go. Pastries that taste like they had hardly any sugar. Yeah, I imagine so. So hopefully this will, our Pista Kheer, I won't post a recipe for this because obviously I just made it from a box. But hopefully once I put this in the refrigerator, this will set up and then we'll have, it's a lovely flavor. I have to say it's a lovely flavor. So don't think I'm doing my funky weird face going, what is that taste? It's only because I can't figure it out. It's got to be that screw pine essence. Never heard of that. Never tasted it. And so that's got to be why things are a little la-la. All right. That's our show for today. A lovely chocolate delight, although kind of Kheer essence. Kheer. Okay. And then our Pista Kheer, or rice and pistachio pudding that we got from a box at the Middle Eastern store. And that's our show. So it was really about desserts. I have kind of a surprise for you for Thursday's show. Yes, Kathleen, thank you. I'm hoping the infusion will, well, it always does. It makes me sick for that day. Like, I'm like, blah. But then things start to get better. But I have a huge, huge surprise on Thursday. I'm going to tell you that I could be a little tardy because it's a field trip and I could be just a little tardy. So understand if we don't start exactly 11, give me a chance to get on. It actually may be closer to noon. So just so you know, I'm giving you a heads up. It's popular in South Asian sweets. Oh, okay. Well, good to know. It's not a bad taste at all. I just didn't recognize it. So thank you for doing the research. You guys have an awesome rest of your week. I do hope you join me on Thursday because I think you're going to go, oh my gosh, on Thursday. So have a good one. Aloha. Adios. I should go, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. I hate to go and miss this pretty sight. Dun 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 dun. From my kitchen to yours, may all of your recipes be quick, easy, and most importantly, yummy. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.